Most people believe that success will simplify life, that once you reach a certain level of wealth, influence, or recognition, things become easier. And in some ways, they really do. You no longer worry about survival, you don't worry about rent, you don't worry about food, you don't worry whether you can afford the next month. But what people almost never talk about is that another set of pressures begins. When you build something meaningful, your life stops belonging only to you. You start caring other people, employees, partners, investors, teams, families of the people who depend on your decisions. And every decision begins to have consequences for many others. And very often, you are the one who carries the final responsibility. And you often feel that way. People look at you expecting certainty even in the moments when you are not certain yourself. And over time, something subtle begins to happen. You become more compressed, more measured, probably more controlled, not because you are pretending, but because the role requires stability. And you cannot afford emotional collapse. You cannot afford public doubt. You cannot afford to say, I don't know, too often. And slowly that pressure accumulates throughout the time. And you start filtering what you share and with whom. You start choosing carefully who you trust. You start thinking about how you show up in every room. And at some point, many leaders start asking themselves questions they rarely speak out loud. If I lose everything, who stays? If I show weakness, does respect disappear? If I slow down, does everything collapse? And this is something I've seen again and again working with founders, investors, entrepreneurs, leaders, highly intelligent people, highly capable people, very successful people, but very often internally exhausted. And not because they don't love building things, but because they have often no place where they can stop performing, no place where they can think honestly, no place where they can say things they cannot say anywhere else. And this is where my work began to take shape. Over many years, I've worked with founders and leaders in private conversations, long conversations, sometimes weekly for months or years. And I began to realize something really important. Most of these people don't need another strategy. They don't need another productive system. They don't need another growth framework. What they need is a space, a confidential space, a space where they can think clearly, boldly sometimes, where they can speak honestly, where they can examine the patterns that shape most their decisions, where someone can challenge them without threatening them, where power dynamics are understood and not judged. And I know this world personally. I've built companies, I've carried responsibility at scale. And I've experienced what it feels like to achieve many external goals and still ask internally, why does it still feel incomplete? That question changed something in me because I realized that success solves external instability, but it does not automatically create internal alignment. And when leaders are internally misaligned, it shows up everywhere in decision fatigue, in tension with the team, in distance in relationship, very often in over control, in constant mental noise. And when leaders live under that pressure for too long, they begin to lose something essential. And this is clarity. This is also presence. And probably connection to why they started building in the first place. And this is why I began creating this space I now call Unperfect. And Unperfect is not about weakness. It is not about abandoning ambition. It is about creating a space where leaders can stop performing for a moment, where strength and vulnerability can really exist together, where people who carry responsibility can also be human. And in that space, something powerful happens. Leaders begin to see more clearly. They begin to recognize patterns that limit them. They begin to reconnect with their deeper motivation. And from that place, they build better companies, they create better teams, high performing teams, make better decisions, create healthier relationships with their teams and in personal life. And they stop finally feeling alone at the top. And today, I want to expand this idea beyond private conversations. And I want to build Unperfect as a community and a foundation, a space where founders, investors, leaders, creators, artists can come together, not to perform, but to think, to collaborate, and to create meaningful projects, to invest in ideas that make this world a better place for all of us. Because we are all imperfect people living in an imperfect world, but together we can create perfect solutions for a better world. So if you're someone who builds things, if you care about impact, if you want to grow without losing yourself in the process, then I invite you to build this with me. Entrepreneurs, investors, creators, volunteers, people who want to co create meaningful work with great financial returns. And if this resonates with you, please reach out to me. And maybe this is how something important begins.